What's up, rock stars? It's Rocks with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. Alright, you guys, politics. Actually, it's not all politics, but we'll start off with Trump Care. It failed. For those of you guys who didn't know. You guys remember that Obamacare was a big talking point and a big part of Trump's campaign. We heard repeal and replace a million times, okay? I remember him even saying that, you know what, it's going to be so swift that he does this, that he planned on repealing and replacing the very next day that he got into office. Then he and his cabinet, is the cabinet even finished being put together? The people that he got, child, because one day they in, the next day they out, being recused and moved along and all of that. But once they got into office, they realized that Obamacare was a very intricate and difficult thing to replace. One of my rock stars told me a long time ago that Obamacare is very difficult and there's probably no way that they're going to do without it. I remember somebody telling me that specifically. And we even remember when Obamacare first started, or the Affordable Health Care Act. But we remember when it started, they had to work some kinks out. And evidently there are still some kinks. Everybody agreed on that. So the general feeling was try to work out the kinks and let Obamacare work itself out. Well, Trump could not do something like that because he feels like anything that Obama has done is a personal attack on him. So they vainly set out to undo the whole thing, start over, and, you know, it was called Trump Care. Okay, well, he found out soon enough that that was not going to work. They went back and forth for weeks. They kept on saying they were going to put it out. Then they didn't. And then eventually, long story short, when they finally did try to put it out, the Republicans hated it and it did not pass. It failed so miserably that Trump and his administration have decided that they're not even going to try to change it any longer. Okay, so a victory for Obamacare and really just another kick in the face to the Republicans who just, you got this clown that is running your party who's not even really a Republican. Like, you know, it's just, child, I just laughed at the whole thing. You know, Ryan, he's up there saying how they failed, we failed, he said, and we need to sit down. And I was like, who is we? We ain't failed shit, because we was fine with it. You the one that failed. Your group was the one that failed to get something out there that was better, even though you guys kept saying that you did. So yeah, you know, good. Glad that Trump Care failed. All right, this was a biggie. And since they're giving the immigrants so much grief out here, I'm glad that Trump Care was fucked up and didn't work out. The right wing, of course, we must talk about a couple of issues. First up, Bill O'Reilly, who was so out of line talking about Maxine Waters and the fact that he felt her wig looked like a James Brown hairdo. Okay, Maxine Waters was somewhere. She was speaking and he was looking at her speech. And yeah, he said he couldn't even pay attention to what she said because he was so thrown off by her hair. You ever notice that a lot of times when a woman is saying something of substance, you know, men will bring it back to something like their looks, whether they are ugly or not. You know, Trump did that quite a bit in his campaigning. Their hair, their body, because they can't come back with the facts of what the fuck you just said. So whether or not I look like fucking James Brown or not, bitch, what about what I'm saying though? Of course, Maxine Waters has been around for a long time. All right, she was always in politics in Los Angeles. I mean, I remember her from years and years and years ago. So she's established herself well enough where, I mean, some general respect you would think would come with all that she has achieved. But obviously it has not. So he said that, and you know, the story got out, and you know, your right-wing folks thought it was funny, and then of course the rest of us didn't. So people were offended. Maxine Waters came out and took up for herself. Didn't need nobody to take up for her. She said, you know what, I am a strong black woman. I will not be intimidated and I'm not going anywhere. So you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm going to keep on talking about what the fucking issues is. And the issue is you. Okay, so I was glad that she said that. Okay, motherfucker, you can keep sticks and stones, baby, sticks and stones. I love the fact that Maxine Waters is out there as a black woman who doesn't give a fuck, is going to say it. You know, I'm saying that she is closer probably to the end of her career, and has gotten to the point in her life where she just will say it, and she can't worry too much about, you know, the ramifications of how it might affect her in votes and all. She's done it all. Okay, so now really you can see that her concern is only for the betterment of this country. And good for Maxine Waters. Okay, can't stand Bill O'Reilly, and it's just, I can't even imagine. Who was that? Dan Rather was saying, was it Dan Rather? Is he alive? Make sure I got the right people. Whoever it was that told Hannity that they were a detriment to the American people because, you know, they have signed on and made people believe that ideology is more important than facts. Okay, and you guys are up here as journalists and reporters when really you guys are just as biased as anybody else. And, you know, so very, very much true. Okay, and then another way that you can tell that this is true is Tomi Lahren. So Tomi, we have watched her and her bullshit. I had sworn that I wasn't even going to talk about Tomi no more, but we have to today, okay? Because Tomi went on to The View, and she could not ignore her true feeling that the government should not have any say whether or not a woman can have an abortion or not. That she was pro-choice. Well, child, why should you say that? Because you was hired on The Blaze to be nothing more than a speak box for those Glenn Beck conservatives, the far extreme right wing. You get up there, you be pretty, you be cute, blonde. Okay, you say what the fuck we tell you to say. Don't get out of line in no kind of way. We ain't asking for your opinion. Just say what we say. Get up there, piss everybody off. Look cute doing it. So up until now, she had been doing pretty well with that. But yeah, she forgot real quick that on The View, that don't mean to give your view. Now that you're not in that studio, the Blaze Studios, you still have to maintain what you've been saying all this time. So Glenn Beck decided, you know what, Tomi ain't gonna work here no more. First they suspended her, then they decided they were gonna permanently ban her. Okay, so she was reminded real fast that nobody gives a fuck what you think. And I am hoping that this is an eye-opener for that girl, because she was fucking used as a cute little dolly, and it just makes you kind of laugh. Like, I don't like to see people lose their jobs, definitely not women, but hey, well, what can we say when everybody has known that she was what she was, and she was the only one that didn't seem to know it? These old rich white men, they was just like, yeah, bitch, you out. So, you know, we gonna be, here we go. It's the white people tears. We gonna put the white people tears right here, y'all. Poor Tomi, put it in there a little bit. But I don't really feel bad for Tomi Lahren. I'm hoping that this opens her eyes and gets her to realize that she was used. Used, girl. And then speaking of women, one strong black woman that I do admire right now is Angela Rye. One thing we can't say about this Trump administration, he has made all of these reporters and analysts and commentators very busy. Okay, because there's always something to talk about. I have never seen so much coverage about a president that I have for your president, you know, Donald Trump. We've seen Angela Rye in the past on CNN, you know, commentating or analyzing, but we see her quite a bit more. And now that, you know, like I said, this shit is going on as well as social media, her platform has really blown up, and we are listening, and we as black women are proud that she is saying exactly what needs to be said, that she is just as educated, just as smart, just as knowledgeable as some of these other pundits on these channels, and she is going to make sure that the American public knows the real. Just the other day when we saw her going back and forth about how that reporter said, I mean, not that reporter, the guy said, who was it? Was he a congressperson? He said that the bar was lowered for Obama. And that is a fucking insult, okay? And I was glad she said it. She was like, you mean the bar was lowered? There is absolutely no way that he would have been able to get into office if he had 3 baby mamas, if he had a wife who had been posing naked somewhere. They have talked about him, his wife. They called them monkeys. We saw lynchings, you know, fake lynchings, all this. And they stepped over this bullshit, okay? When they stayed low, the Obamas went high every time. And I was just like, girl, you better say it. Because white people seem to forget that black people have to work twice as hard. Twice. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times as hard as a white person. I mean, you mean to tell me if Michelle Obama had pictures of her out posing nude, that would not have probably derailed their campaign? I mean, Trump is grabbing whole pussies out here, you guys. So it just amazes me that some people still think that President Obama, even if you are upset with some of the policy that he brought about, for you to not just basically respect what the man was able to achieve as a black person. Okay, and don't get up in my comments talking about he was not blacks, he was, you know, interracial or whatever. Y'all know what the fuck I mean. So yeah, I am very proud of Angela Rye, and I believe her star power will continue to rise. That girl might even get her own show one day. Another story that we thought we had stopped talking about, but we gotta talk about it again, is Tiny and T.I. So we know they're going through a divorce. T.I. has always had the eye for other women, and there's always been rumors of him having an outside baby, that them two don't live together, that he sleeps with these different women. Well, Beatrice, is it Beatrice? Yeah, Beatrice Bernos. Correct me if I'm wrong. Beatrice has taken a liking to T.I. And on his social media, she had been liking a lot of pictures that he posts, or a lot of his comments that he posts. And of course, people are always watching, and somebody noticed that. Actually, I think it was even on the blogs that she kept on liking a lot of different posts that he was posting and saying. So a fan got onto Tiny's IG and said, girl, you better than me. Beatrice be out here liking your man's photos and his comments all crazy and willy-nilly. If it had been me, I'd have bust that nigga in his head to the white meat. Tiny goes back to her and says, look, I can't be concerned about T.I. and whatever pass around bitch that he's involved himself with. Okay, they going through this divorce, right? Then we had other people that chime in, as they usually do on social media, and some other person said, yeah, she's always been a home wrecker. You know, she broke up a family, had my old boss leave his wife and kids, and look, they're not even together no more. Now she's moved on to T.I. and okay, so everybody starts chiming in. And to the point where Beatrice had to come out and defend herself. She made a video she posted saying she's never been a pass around bitch. She's never been a side chick. The marriage that you speak of, that shit been broken. She did not break it up in any way. She does not break up marriages. But what happens when you separate from a marriage, the two, husband and wife, start to meet new people and start dating. I said, girl, don't say it. You messing up. Okay, because now it sounds like you are admitting that you were seeing T.I. But then she throws in at the end that she and T.I. are friends. I'm not quite sure if she caught that she was probably saying too much. But yeah, the fact that she said all that rest and wasn't really clear on whether she's talking about the relationship with the former boss who left his family, you know, the wife and kids, or if she was talking about T.I. and Tiny. And so Tiny then posts after that, you know what, you can't make this shit up. Like, the bitch is already over there and she's basically admitting that she's having this relationship with my husband. We are still married, and that's going to be more money for me, more power for me in divorce court when we finally do make it and try to come to terms with the money that's going to be spent. So thank you, Beatrice. I don't know, you know, my rock star lawyers out there, y'all let me know if Tiny is going to be able to use that or not in court. The real ones, please. But I just feel bad for Tiny, and I hope that she gets all that she is asking for, because T.I. has made that girl look so crazy in these streets so many times. She deserves it. But yeah, that was the drama between T.I. and Tiny and Beatrice. Of course, we'll keep our eye to the streets and see what come up next. Yeah, so the original cast of The Fresh Prince was at a fundraiser or some sort of event that Karen, you know, the one that played Hillary, was given. So they all showed up in support, and Alfonso Ribeiro had lovingly tweeted that, you know what, the original cast is all together. All that was missing was Uncle Phil, you know, James Avery, who had died. But yeah, they were together, you know, they're smiling, looking like they had a good time with y'all. Y'all know that the original cast really is not with light skin Aunt Viv. It is with dark skin Aunt Viv, who would be Janet Hubert. And honey, you know, she ain't never gonna miss a chance to talk bad about about Will Smith and the fucking show of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So she saw that, or she's actually said in this Facebook rant that people have been telling her about it. She don't give a fuck about that, okay? She has absolutely no desire to see any of them people in any level, in any venue, not on a movie, not on a TV show, not even in a goddamn picture. She says that's not the original cast because, you know, she played Aunt Viv for 3 seasons before they just replaced her with Daphne Reed, just out of the blue, right? Because they say that she was difficult, which I can 100% believe. She goes on to call Alfonso an asswipe, says that he continuously lives in the booty crack of Will. So she can't even, you know, she can't even bother herself about it. But what she will do is continue to pitch this book that she has by the name of Perfection Is Not a Sitcom Mom. How many of you guys is clamoring to read that? I mean, fuck, I feel like Janet has already told us all of the drama, okay, that could happen from that show. Just bitter. Just bitter, just a hater. I mean, I understand that she was part of a big show and she wants to be known for it, but you ain't gonna get no recognition this kind of way. Them people are not ever going to acknowledge her anymore. She might as well just get over it. I love the memes. What about the one of the picture with all of them standing, you know, the original picture, and then they got the picture of her on her back on the floor from when she was dancing. Remember when she was doing this part? I was cracking up. More people come out with the funniest shit. But yeah, Janet, girl, why you so mad? More drama with JackieChristie and her daughters. So Chantel had her baby. Remember, she was pregnant. Evidently, Chantel still lives with Jackie and Doug, which is something else that we won't discuss right now, but it's odd that a grown woman with a baby now would still be living with her parents, but whatever. You know that Jackie has this other daughter. Again, boy, we sure are talking a lot about dark skin and light skin, right? But I have to make this difference known because the dark skinned daughter, Takari Lee, has always been mistreated by Jackie. We know all the history. It was on the show, and we've talked about it plenty of times. So when Chantel posted a picture of the baby, Takari commented on her Instagram that she can't wait to see the baby, can't wait to meet the baby, and somebody was like, can't wait to see and meet? I mean, like, that's your sister, you ain't seen your niece yet? And she was just like, no, you know, I'm not able to go to Los Angeles, let alone Jackie's house, to go see her, so I have to wait for them to come to me. So everybody was just like, what the fuck? Like, really? She got the whole damn city on lock? But I guess when you're dealing with a JackieChristie who still has a lot of control over her kids and her husband and her family, obviously, I guess Takari felt like it would just be easier if Chantel and her see each other on her turf. Okay, but when people started to tell her that, you know, she was lying and she was trying to make Jackie look bad, that's when she posted a conversation between her and Chantel that just further explained the fact that she couldn't go there. They had to sneak around. You know, they joked around about sneaking to LA and staying in a hotel while she can see the baby. So, I mean, evidently, and I totally 100%, how can you not believe that Jackie is exactly the way that she said when Chantel already said, confirmed a lot of the stuff that Takari has said, and we saw it play out basically on the show. It's a lot of bad history there, and I mean, we can't break down their relationship just from what we know, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of shit. Okay, look at this man watching me. Here he come again. Now, Takari has decided to take her own power and her own life back by writing this memoir. Even though I'm not real big on memoirs, on people that I don't care about or don't know nothing about, that ain't really gonna do nothing to change my life, I think that her memoir will do well because it'll give everybody a more inside look of the craziness that is Jackie. Jackie is certifiably crazy. She's got a book coming out called Lights to a Shadow, the Takari Lee Christie story. And I read a bunch of excerpts that they have on the internet right now, and it looks like it's going to be an interesting read. I mean, talking about the huge differences of her life living with a grandmother as opposed to Chantel, who was living with Jackie and Doug and had this beautiful house and this beautiful room and was treated like a princess, and Takari was treated like Jackie didn't even have her. Talks about this weird like story about the mother once she got really sick. The grandmother, Jackie's mother, once she had gotten sick, it was like Jackie was holding on to the lady, you know, against her will, and the family was trying to get her out from under Jackie. But Jackie was, like I said, she has like this power over them, And I guess the lady wanted to go and die in peace in Washington, the state Washington. And then finally, one of the aunts or the cousins or somebody was like, fuck it, we taking her. And so they took her, and, you know, Jackie was upset and mad and saying that they were kidnapping all this, you know, it's just crazy. So, yeah, it's a lot that Takari has to say, and it's her life. It just so happens that Jackie is a big part of her life, and the reason why, you know, she's felt compelled to write this book in the first place. So, yeah, I think that the book will do well. It's just too bad that Jackie treats a child that actually came from her this way. Really, somebody that came out your own body, I can't even imagine. And I've never had much respect for Jackie because of the way that she's pitted her girls against each other and just all the other bullshit that comes with Jackie. So yeah, we're gonna definitely look out for this book coming out. Are you guys interested in reading the story? I know everybody's been asking me, am I gonna do Basketball Wives? I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna have to pray. I'm gonna have to pray about it because I cannot stand Malaysia and Brandy. I like Malaysia as a person. I'm one of them ones I got the love from a distance, like the Braxton family girls. But I can't stand Brandy. If she's going to be on this show, like, that kind of taints it for me. I just really don't know if I can do it, y'all. So we gonna see. I'm gonna have a good talk with Jesus, and then I'll let y'all know. So it's been pretty quiet on the whole Blac Chyna and Rob front. Okay, we knew that they had separated, and I guess we thought that they were working out their co-parenting and, you know, just trying to be the best parents that they can be to this child separately. Okay, and moving on with their lives. I don't know exactly what happened. Well, I kind of have an idea. I'm going to tell y'all in a second. But Chyna was frustrated over some shit that was going on behind the scenes, so she took to Snapchat to vent her issues. And from what I understand, now I'm paraphrasing it for you, I'm bringing it down like this. She tells Snapchat that she does not have Rob or Tyga on child support. Okay, I guess the agreement was that everybody is an adult, just do what you need to do for your child. I guess maybe put money in account for the child, or, you know, give her the money, whatever, and she will not put them on the system. Evidently, Tyga must have missed some payments. On top of that, Tyga looks like he had been borrowing money from the little boy's account. And all this time that this has been going on, Chyna hasn't been saying anything. I guess now she got frustrated enough where she started contacting Tyga about getting her fucking money for the baby, for King. Tyga was then going around telling Rob and Kylie that, you know, Chyna is now trying to get back with him. Look, she's calling me all the fucking time. So once she found out about that, that's when she went to Snapchat to say, yeah, I mean, why would I want to get back with you, your broke ass? Nigga, I got more money than you in the bank, I am positive. So you sitting back telling everybody that I want to get with you, nigga, I don't want to get with you. I want to get my fucking money for my son, okay? Nigga, you taking money out the account and doing all this? Yeah, no. Stop with the bullshit. Quit lying on me, making it seem like I'm trying to get back with you. I don't want you. So she shut that shit down. I don't know if Tyga and Rob are, you know, have created a friendship. I guess Chyna is going to learn the hard way, like everybody else, that those Kardashian people stick together. So as much as Rob has been on Chyna's tip about him loving her and being in love with her and his family, okay, now that the shit has went back, he has been sucked back completely into the fold. They are loyal to each other to a fault. You cannot break that Kardashian chain. So now Chyna sees herself on the outside. Chyna's gonna be fine though, because she's smart and she is a hustler. But yeah, she went on and let y'all know that, yeah, baby, ain't nobody trying to get with Tyga's emaciated ass. Nigga, run me my money. So Beautiful Cocaine, who asked me a million things to talk about, one thing she did mention was new music that's out. And I will tell you about a few new albums that I have been listening to. Now, Rick Ross, who is one of my... I realized that he is one of those rappers that I really do enjoy. Not necessarily his last two albums, wasn't really big fans of those, but Teflon Don will continue to be a classic. Stays in rotation on Roxanne's radio. I listen to it all the time. Now this new album that's come out, I didn't write down the name. Okay, but the newest album that came out, y'all just look and say 2017. I'm enjoying this album as well. It's like he's gotten back to... You know, Rick Ross, I have learned, is a good storyteller. And that's what makes you a good lyricist. And I didn't never think that I would say that about Rick Ross, but I actually believe that his raps mean something. Now, whether or not you believe the shit, is another thing. But, you know, it's a story behind it. And those usually are the ones that grab my eye. So I've been enjoying Rick Ross's album. Big Sean. Okay, so I listened to his album, and I like Big Sean, and I like his songs. I just can't listen to Big Sean all at once. Like, you know how some CDs you can just let play? Did I say CDs? Playlists, you know, you can just let it play. Yeah, Big Sean, I can't do that because, you know, his voice is like this when he raps everything. You know, his cadence is off-putting sometimes. It's almost like a sarcastic, whiny tone almost. And, you know, I just feel like that's all he does. But when it's just one or two songs, then I'm loving it. Because I love 2088. Love that CD. Okay, I keep on saying CD, I'm dating myself. Drake's album, what's it called? More Life is Drake. I like Drake. I like his music. I like how he can be crunk at one time. He can be the lover boy the next time, you know, heartbroken. Then he get it back crunk again. Like, I like Drake's album, and it will do very well because he's Drake. And, oh, what about Drake, though, in this Amsterdam fiasco? You know, he had a concert out there, and he had to cancel. I think this is like the third time that he's done it to Amsterdam. They say that he got food poisoning, and that he had to cancel. And when I tell you he canceled, this motherfucker was supposed to be on stage. Instead of him coming out, here comes some heavy-set white old lady and another person talking actually on the stage to the people. I was like, girl, you was better than me. They started throwing shit. When she said that he wasn't going to be there, I said, girl, you should have did that on the loudspeaker from the safety of the of the backstage. But yeah, she said that he wasn't feeling well, that he was going to do another concert for them a couple of days later. And now I'm seeing pictures from that, and they're saying everybody didn't show up. But I think that was before the concert actually started. I can't imagine people still not going to go see Drake, especially after they had bought their tickets and all. But yeah, them people was pissed at Drake out there. Okay, what they call Drake's crew? What they call, you know how Rihanna got the Navy and Beyonce got the Beehive and all of that. What's Drake's people? Y'all know? The Saps. I wonder if he really got food poisoning, or did he just get fucking too high and sick over there, couldn't come down. Y'all know what they say about what's happening over in Amsterdam. Tremaine, okay, Trey Songz, his new album is just okay. There are actually 3 or 4 really good songs on there that I really, really like. I even posted one the other day. But other than that, like, it's just okay. It's not, I mean, you know, he's growing, so it's going to change. Definitely not Pain, Pleasure, Passion, or whatever the name is. That's like my favorite Trey Songz. That's another one that just stays in rotation. But it was cool enough. Okay, if you were to buy it, I guess you wouldn't really be mad, especially if you are a Trey Songz fan. But it's not, it ain't, you know, I got to have it, I got to listen to it all the time. And then we see that Kendrick Lamar, now he released a song that's going to be on his upcoming album, we think, because, you know, Kendrick is good at not putting a song on there that you expected. It's supposed to be going out after Big Sean. You know, they got this rivalry going, healthy, I believe, about who is the best rapper. And I mean, it's fine, because you should fight for your spot. That's what part of rapping is, hip-hop is, okay? Claiming to be the best and then trying to stand on that. So they got this thing going back and forth where, you know, he's saying that he the best and you know, Big Sean. So that's fine. It's fine. I am looking forward to K-Dot's album, obviously, okay? Because I'm West Coast, y'all, and you guys all know that I am a K-Dot fan. But that is it. Who else? I feel like there's one more person whose album I've been listening to, but I can't remember. What you guys listening to? Let me know what's good out there so I can pull it up on my Apple Music. In quickies, first, let's congratulate Miss Nicki Minaj, who has had an eventful first quarter, if I may say so myself. But good news for Nicki Minaj. Even with all of the controversy of Sheether, Nicki Minaj has landed a modeling contract with Wilhelmina. Okay, Vogue.com actually announced it the other day. And they say that she'll be working with Wilhelmina to secure endorsement deals, fashion and beauty campaigns, and do some editorial print work. Okay, so good for her. And, you know, we weren't going to see her on the runway. She's too small and a little bit too curvy. But definitely editorial type prints, I can sure enough see Nicki Minaj in doing that well. She's already done it for us plenty times in the past. So congratulations to Nicki Minaj. Okay, fist pump of righteousness. I always like to see black women doing it. We also have to congratulate her while we're doing so, that she made history, Billboard history, for having the most Hot 100 hits of any female artist out there. And she beat out Aretha Franklin. I said they had Hot 100s back when Riri was years younger. Good for her, though. Congratulations to Nicki Minaj. This whole thing with United Airlines and legging incident. So there were 2 women, I think, that were flying on United Airlines, and it was put in social media that they were turned away because they had on leggings, that they made them change, or they didn't let them get on the plane or something like that. I read that and I immediately was like, are they flying on a buddy pass? What is more to this story? I used to work for United Airlines a long time ago. The worst job I have ever had in my entire life. I was a reservationist and I hated it. I still have nightmares about that place. But one thing that United Airlines has always made clear, I don't know if it's like this for other airlines, but definitely for United Airlines, they always made it clear that if you flew on a pass, either as an employee or as family or friends of an employee, for United Airlines, you are expected to dress in the exact same way that they want their employees to dress. When we were employees, we could not wear sweats. You know, you could wear shit, but it needed to be on the conservative side. And it was just best to not even come up in there, you know, with your fly gear on, because, nigga, you want to make sure you get on this flight. So it's always been like that. I mean, this was back when I worked there in, like, 1991, 92, something like that. I don't even remember the year, child. I had blocked it out so much. But yeah, they've always maintained that. So it was really the employee's fault that had given them that buddy pass for them to fly on and did not make that shit clear. Now, of course, United Airlines got a bad rap for that. Even Delta tried to chime in and say, oh, we don't turn away people in leggings. But I'm sure even Delta realized that employees and people that are flying under their employee thing are expected to hold up the dress code. So y'all can get all over this whole thing with United Airlines, because they didn't do anything that hasn't been written in their rule book for a long, long time. They say that contractors want Sheree to sell her house to pay them, but the house is not Sheree's to sell. Remember, that house is in her mother's name, and they can't force the mother to do anything as far as these contractors are concerned, because Sheree obviously is the one that hired the contractors to do the work. So if her name is on the invoice or the bill of sale or whatever, then they're going to have to come after Sheree personally. That means attack her wages and garnish her pay or whatever they're going to do. Okay, but as far as trying to sell Chateau Sheree, I don't think I see that happening. Again, my rock star lawyers out there, y'all let me know if I'm wrong on that one. They say that Stephen Hill has decided to step down from his post at BET. He was a senior executive programmer, and after 18 years he's decided to give it up. They're saying because there's been some big shakeup at Viacom. They got new board, new directors, or new corporate staff. So that means that, Steven, I don't know if he's bumped heads with anybody. We haven't gotten any of them type of stories, but he's leaving. It's surprising though, because they say that BET has really had a lot of good programming in these last 5 years. You can see that that a lot of work has been done to present the channel with some quality television shows and award shows and things like that. So it's interesting that Stephen Hill is leaving, but hey, okay, all good things I guess come to an end. Him and some other top executives are leaving. Deborah Lee is still there, but I guess I should tell Deborah Lee, girl, you better spruce up that resume, child. You don't never know. And then lastly, you guys, Michael Blackson and this dick pic. Now y'all know I loves me a good, we love to kiki about, when somebody has unfortunately had their dick pics leaked to the press. In this case, I had absolutely no desire. Like, I was not looking for it. People were all telling me, oh my God, girl, did you see Michael Blackson's dick? I said, no, honey, and I don't plan to ever in life entertain laying my eyeballs on it. But that shit came across my damn timeline just right before I came out here to do this video, and I said, oh my God. Is Michael Blackson really African? What is he exactly? Okay, I don't know if he's just playing up on the stereotype or what, but it is true what it might be true what they say. That shit was huge. It wasn't even pretty looking. I mean, we just saw a quick little, but it was long enough for you to see exactly what was what. Ain't no way nigga getting on top of me with that shit. Oh, it was sort of weirdly shaped too, kind of along the lines of Ray J, lumpy, like a motherfucker had, tennis balls in his I don't want to see Michael Blackson's dick. The Shade Room posted the picture, and of course people started reposting it. Not a picture, it's a video. He wasn't with his fiance, so now he's saying that he is going to sue the Shade Room for even posting the video in the first place. I think the bigger story is that he is engaged to somebody. That motherfucker is not cute. Like, I just look at him and I be trying. Like, you know, you squint your eyes, you squint it, nigga. My eyes can be closed. I still can't find the attraction in Michael Blackson. But okay. All right. Maybe the dick has helped him out. Okay, but yeah, no. I don't need to see shit like that no more. Big dick or not, Michael Blackson, ugh. Alright, you guys, so let me get off of here. We do this every single week. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.